Hi, everyone. This is Kimberly Miller, your holistic health expert, and I am waiting for an amazing podcast with Paul Leenders. So while I'm doing that, I figured I would record a quick update based on some things that have been on my mind lately. So last night, I met with a wonderful family that's been trying extremely hard to get well or live healthy. And unfortunately, they've been getting a lot of misinformation. And when I met with them, I asked them how many practitioners they had been to seeking support. And they told me, well, we've only been the conventional route, allopathic medicine. And at first, it was like they felt almost guilty to tell me that because my label is holistic. And they said that, but we've been to, hundreds, probably multiple physicians between each of the family members. And sadly, no real results other than diagnoses and maybe some medications. And I explained to them to kind of let them off the hook that I completely understand that I was only conventional allopathic until 32 years of age. I had no idea what holistic was. I didn't know about alternative methods. I didn't know that there was someone that could look at the whole body. And so I explained to them at 32 when I was told I was incurable after exhausting multiple GI doctors, cardiologists, hematologists, oncologists, multiple primary care physicians. I decided that that path must not be for me. And the only reason that I thought more deeply on it or assumed that this was not my fate is because I had amazing genetics in my family. Nobody in my family had these diagnoses. The average person lived until their 80s and 90s. So it didn't make sense in my 20s and 30s. I had such chronic issues that were supposedly incurable if I owned a gym, if I was exercising, if I had an ideal weight. It just didn't compute. So I knew I must have been missing something. So once I started really understanding holistic care, I realized that the average specialist is like looking at a 100-piece puzzle, like just your cardiology, just the neurology. And the body is like a 20,000-piece puzzle. And if each of your specialists are just looking at 100 pieces, and none of them are ever combining those pieces together to create the whole puzzle, the patient or the client never gets the actual result that they're trying to achieve. So for me, I'm kind of like the general contractor to the body. I make sure that the foundation has even been laid first. Most health professionals forget the foundation to cell biology, and they don't really do a great interview at looking at the person's previous stressors, externally and internally, and their current stressors, like what happened in the past and what's happening today, and how do we get from point A to point B. So for me, it's my job to help you lay the foundation and then see who comes in at what time to complete the project and to look at the work of everybody. Look at the work of the cardiologist, the neurologist, your primary care, your blood work, and see where these little pieces have been missing that aren't allowing you to be your best self. And this family was completely blown away last night because with multiple diagnoses and multiple medications and multiple years seeking information, we were able to identify each root cause and the answer in under 2 hours for each of them. And they're going to see a drastic change over this next year. And I explained to them that they felt broken, but it was just that they didn't have the right plan. They didn't have the right practitioner to look at the whole thing. And once you know the body's language and you understand what it's trying to say to you, as long as you're willing to give it what it needs and take away what it doesn't need, the body is quite brilliant. So I hope this helps you in some way. You can post questions below. You can share feedback about your journey. I am here to help you, and I'm grateful to share the upcoming podcast. So keep your eyes out, and don't forget, you can search healingwithexcellence.com and you'll see all the information there. Have a beautiful day.